post wanting to quit second class demerits. 23. One of the times when I had no job, I put a post up on a Facebook page asking if there's any jobs, and that I have a cleaning business. A manager for a gardening service on FB messaged me and said I could work for him. I felt some relief after knowing I was going to make some money. He turned out to be controlling and a financial bully. He got me to clean a tennis court building with 13 toilets. I cleaned that every 2 weeks and got paid $60 for it each time. I asked him for more work, and he kept leading me on saying he'll get me more jobs, but he didn't. I was stuck working for him though, because he wouldn't let me find another job. He had a tantrum because I said I'm leaving. Also, he decided not to pay me for the last week of work. I had to ask 4 times for my money. When he calmed down, he finally paid it. It was just so petty because it was only $60, and $60 to him would be like $5, because he had a successful business. Anyway, I finally left because I deserved better than the mind games and manipulation. I dodged a bullet, thank God. I wrote these few paragraphs when I was still working at the second cleaning company. I've been going through some struggles from my taps leaking in my house, landlord fixed for free thank God. My car needed a service, which costed $590. Still owing lots on my credit card. I had to take a cat to 2 different vets. The first one was unprofessional and overcharged me as well. I feel a mental struggle to go to work every day when it feels like I'm sinking and going backwards. I think to myself, what's the point of working? I'm just stalling the inevitable. I wish a business would work out for me so I can at least have an additional income stream. I feel like I'm losing faith. I just don't know if I'm going to get out of debt. I've tried everything from positive affirmations, praying, crying and releasing trauma. I'm just stuck in a downward spiraling cycle. I should just quit and then wait for the world to finally crumble on top of me. I'm so done with struggling and fighting for survival in survival mode with constant worry and anxiety. Sometimes at work I have a huge lump in my throat, and I can't help a few tears rolling down my face. I feel like the world is against me. The people in the office are being rude to me. I'm always having to stand my ground. I literally am made to do their job for them, like ringing the customer, because they try to get out of helping me. Recently with a new app update, the customers' phone numbers have been taken off there, which is good because now the office has to do some work. Sometimes I think they are just sitting in their comfortable office eating cake while I'm out working hard. I know lazy workers when I deal with them, because I worked in toxic retail jobs before. Also, I am a contractor, and they are treating me like an employee. I'm using my own ABN, insurance and everything. They want to treat me like a child. They all hate me in the office, that's why I'm not going to any more office parties. They are so unapproachable, and they have started ignoring me now and palming me off to someone else because they hate me. I made a list to help me get through these times. The list is of all the things God helped me with. It's a gratitude list. He helped me get a new fridge when mine broke, a washing machine and furniture. I have been through so much trauma and financial struggles that now when I talk, it's hard for me to speak fluently. I forget what I'm saying, or I get mental blocks. I just had a few more financial hits. Will this ever end? My boy cat got sick, and I had to take him to the vet. I accidentally smashed a customer's vase today too. I think one reason all this bad stuff is happening is because I threw out all my evil eye crystals and made a choice to trust and believe in only God. I didn't realize that evil eyes were associated with witchcraft. I think God is testing my faith as well. I keep seeing 1TI on number plates, which means 1 Timothy if I Google it. 1 Timothy is all about having faith and building God's church. I just bought a Bible on Amazon, a nice pink one. I feel a bit conflicted about if it's good or evil, but I will let God guide me. Asterisk from here is in real-time blog format. One recent wilderness period in my life 2023. Currently in my life I've been getting by in this world, after the pandemic, by doing contracted cleaning for a cleaning company, second cleaning job. It's okay, but it's physically demanding and exhausting. Some people, mostly the ladies, in the office need to communicate better. It's frustrating talking to certain people in the office because they don't leave notes. Even customers complain to me about a certain few people in the office not acknowledging their emails. I am so over cleaning houses. I'm constantly carrying all my stuff around the city. The driving is crazy too, and I'm so annoyed at all the little things. I'm annoyed at things like hair and dust sticking to things after I just cleaned it. It starts to build up emotionally after a while, and I just feel like banging my head against a wall. Sometimes I must restrain myself from punching myself. A few times I have screamed in my car. I've cried my eyes out so many times. It feels like this job will never end. The best way to describe what I feel about this job is, it reminds me of a rat running around and around in circles on its spinning wheel in a cage, and not getting anywhere, just burning itself out. A few months ago, with the cleaning job, I had a bad customer. She had a double-story mansion and expected me to clean the whole thing in 2 hours. She left a note saying what to focus on the most, so I followed the instructions, and when 2 hours were up, I left. I did as much as I possibly could. The customer gave me a bad review to the company. I explained she lives in a mansion, and it's impossible to clean in 2 hours. I told the office to even look on Google Maps to see the size. I also said I don't want to go back to her address again. The office ladies assured me that I wouldn't have to ever go back there. 2 weeks later they rostered me on back there again. I told them I didn't want to, and they said to just do it, so I did. I told the office that I won't be able to have time to vacuum the whole house just downstairs. They said that's fine, just go when you're done in 2 hours. That day I did as much as I could in 2 hours. I had to scrape hard porridge off the floors and high chairs too. The customer decided to take photos of the vacuuming that I didn't have time to do and complained to the office. They took her side and punished me. They made me go back and do a reclean, unpaid for, and vacuum upstairs, which took 45 minutes. The lady was home, and I ignored her passively. She felt intimidated and started being nice. I finally told her, "There's no way I can do this house in 2 hours. I'm not coming back here. I will organize another cleaner." I was so annoyed that day. I didn't even say hi to her kids, and I love kids. One time I cleaned her house. I was nearly done cleaning, and she went outside the front and locked me in. She was in her car when I realized, and I was banging on the door for her to come and unlock it. I was yelling out her name, but she was pretending not to hear me. She finally came and unlocked it, but with an attitude. She said, "The door doesn't lock on the inside," but I was telling her it does. She said, "Next time just go through the front window." I really would love to find a better job. My old stable retail job was taken from me by the government. Now it seems impossible to be employed in this world if you're unvaccinated. We are being forced to be our own boss in a way. I wish I knew my purpose so I could live free from stress and free from answering to other people. During working for the cleaning company, the same thing happened again, but with another customer. The customer was playing mind games and treating me like trash. She left a bad review with the company even though I did everything in 2 hours that I could possibly do. She told me to leave the vacuuming and that she would do it. So, I left the vacuuming. She also said she didn't like anyone else vacuuming because other people bang the walls when they do it. Then she complained to the office that I didn't vacuum. She told me to take my shoes off too, which is an OHS hazard, so I told her no, it's an OHS hazard if I take them off. She was mad that I kept my shoes on. I've had some losses with the current cleaning company because of customers lying. I had to go and do recleans, which are unpaid cleans. I felt so mad because I know I did a good job, and customers can take photos a week later and complain. That's one thing I don't like about doing a cleaning job, is that customers can lie. So it's a risk you have to take doing a cleaning job. I deleted Facebook and only had 4 friends. I only kept Facebook for my businesses, which I've closed now, so there's no point having it. Update. I got Facebook again to try and sell some headbands I made. I have hardly anyone on my phone contacts, or any emergency contacts either. The distant family, like my great auntie that lives here in Victoria, didn't want to help me when I was about to be homeless. I thought she would let me stay with her, but I was wrong. I've literally deleted and blocked all my family members. Her and her relatives, which I was friends with, all watched me struggle and saw my posts asking for help, but no one cared about what I was going through. I always thought family was meant to be there for you no matter what. I was hell wrong. Another recent update. It's now September 2023, and I was about to quit my cleaning contracted job. I handed in my 2 weeks resignation notice, but the boss convinced me to stay. One reason I wanted to quit is because recently I've received 2 speeding fines and lost demerits. I don't believe I was speeding. I really don't like traveling to the city every day to clean. Second reason,